Once upon a time, in the land of ice, there lived a smart and curious 7-year-old girl named Dori. She had long, fiery red hair and freckles on her face. One day, Dori decided she wanted to see the forest at the edge of the country. Wearing her beloved red woolen cape, she mounted her flying unicorn, Pegasus, and set out on a journey. They flew above the clouds and reached the forest as the sun was setting. While Pegasus grazed, Dori wandered around. As she examined a giant tree, she encountered a fairy. Dori looked at the fairy in astonishment. The fairy said, "Hello, Dori. I adore your mother, she helped me in difficult times. Now that we've met, consider this a gift from me to you." The fairy handed Dori a wand. With this wand, Dori could go wherever she wanted or transform one thing into another. All she had to do was hit the ground with the wand and say the place or object she desired 3 times. Dori bid farewell to the fairy and shouted, "Dragon land, dragon land, dragon land," while hitting the ground with her wand. In an instant, she found herself on a rocky hill in the dragon land. Dragons of various colors, blue, red, yellow, white, and black, nearly a dozen of them, surrounded her. The white one even had black dots on it, making it look like a dragon with spots. If I saw it from afar, I might have mistaken it for a zebra, perhaps its name would be Dotted Dragon, she thought. At first, she was scared, but soon she realized there was no need to fear them. They were just as curious about her as she was about them. She translated her story to the dragons with her wand, and they listened intently. She walked past the dragons and continued her journey. As she walked, she came across a castle. Dori knocked on the door and waited. After a while, the door of the castle opened, revealing a princess. The princess, just like Snow White, was incredibly beautiful, with long hair and a golden dress. The lovely princess smiled and invited her inside for a cup of hot chocolate. "I'm delighted to see you. I haven't had a visitor in a long time," said the princess. She rang a bell, and a dragon entered. The princess said, "Let's offer our guests some hot chocolate and cookies." Dori was astonished when she saw the dragon. The dragon said, "Certainly," and brought milk and cookies from the kitchen. While Dori enjoyed her milk and cookies, a storm broke outside. Following the storm, a lightning bolt struck with such intensity that its sound could be heard from the land of seas. Suddenly, a monster appeared in the middle of the hall. The monster was an enormous giant, raising its arms and shouting incomprehensible words. Dori grabbed her wand. "Rabbit, rabbit, rabbit," she shouted, hitting the ground with her wand. The giant disappeared instantly, and a cute, adorable rabbit with a carrot in its mouth appeared, hopping around. Dori started running around the hall in fear and excitement, saying, "I need to go home." Then she noticed a snow globe on the princess's table. Inside the snow globe was a miniature version of the Ice Kingdom where she lived. Quickly, she hit the ground with her wand and said, "Snow globe, snow globe, snow globe," and found herself inside the snow globe. Inside the snow globe, she hopped on a snowflake falling from a pine tree and, hitting her wand, wished to return home. In an instant, she found herself back in the forest where she had left her flying horse Pegasus. In her arms, the rabbit with a carrot in its mouth, and beside her, the dotted dragon. She ran and embraced Pegasus. Taking the rabbit in her arms, she mounted Pegasus. Flying together, Pegasus and the dotted dragon returned to the castle. From that day forward, with her rabbit, dragon, and horse, they lived happily ever after. 3 apples also fell from the sky onto those who listened to this tale.